Is this Prince Harry's most damaging moment yet?
Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
When William becomes king, he's going to strip you of your titles, and the world will cheer that. You're out of your mind.
Due to the lack of awareness, the Hill security experts are calling for Harry and Meghan to be formally stripped of their royal titles.
They had their HRH titles scrubbed from the royal family's website.
Simultaneously plays the victim. My castle's too small. The Queen was mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness.
You just wait until Prince William is king. I think he's going to put his handsome foot down and he is going to rock Meghan Markle's world.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore.
What? Staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
Is it a bad look for Meghan to still refer to herself as a royal?
Things are getting loud inside palace walls. It seems the royal family is done playing games, because Prince Harry's last remaining ties to the crown are now seriously on the chopping block. This isn't just everyday gossip, people. We're talking about a high-stakes royal takedown, and it's unfolding as we speak. And let's be clear, this isn't some distant rumble of thunder. Sources are saying the move to strip Harry of his titles is happening right now.
They had their HRH titles scrubbed from the royal family's website.
The process to officially cut him down to size is reportedly already moving forward, and it sounds like it has some heavy hitters backing it. It's moved beyond just talk. We're seeing actual moves being made.
Now, they are simply known as the Duke and she for Meghan, not his or her Royal Highnesses, which fills me full of joy.
So, the HRH is already being erased from official view. It makes you wonder, how did it get this bad? How did we reach the point where they're seriously considering taking away his birthright? And who's really pulling the strings to make Prince Harry just Harry? Trust me, the real story behind all this is far more calculated and intense than you might think. And this is only the start. Those HRH titles, his or her Royal Highness, recently vanishing from the royal family's website, that wasn't some careless mistake. Sources claim it was a very deliberate move by the palace, directly linked to agreements made when Harry and Meghan stepped down. Agreements many say they haven't honored.
It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent.
The deal was clear. Keep the titles, but don't use them. Yet, little incidents, like that eyebrow-raising gift basket card from Meghan, have fanned the flames and suggested they're still leveraging the HRH status.
She was on this podcast with her friend Jamie Kern-Lima, who showed a gift basket.
You kind of zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex.
And it's not just palace insiders taking note. The public, especially in Britain, is reportedly furious. There's a huge outcry from people demanding Harry and Meghan lose their titles altogether, feeling their continued claim to royal status is completely out of line now they've walked away from duties.
Staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
That's a massive number, showing just how widespread the frustration is. The calls for action are reportedly growing louder every day.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. Locals in the UK say enough is enough.
This all raises a very sharp question, particularly for Meghan. If you've so publicly quit royal life, does it still look right to cling to a royal title? Many believe it's more than just awkward. It's a genuinely bad look.
Is it a bad look for Meghan to still refer to herself as a royal?
It's exactly this kind of intense public and reported internal pressure that isn't just fading away. This isn't simply background noise. All signs point to it pushing things towards very real, very serious moves behind those palace walls. This is the rumbling before the main event. With all this public heat and the website wipe, you just know things are happening fast behind the scenes. And if insider whispers are true, the top royals have already greenlit the idea of yanking Harry's titles. It's reportedly not even about if anymore, but all about how and when they'll make the final move.
Behind the scenes, people are saying the royals have quietly sanctioned the title removal.
So, the quiet approval is supposedly there. But stripping a royal title, especially from someone born so high up, isn't straightforward.
The removal would require an act of parliament.
It takes process. It takes legal steps, and word is, it's all being thrashed out in some very secret, very high-level talks.
But it's hardly a secret that the palace has already conducted secret meetings to discuss putting the plan into action.
An act of parliament. That's pretty heavy stuff, showing this isn't just a slap on the wrist. Those secret meetings tell you a lot too. While the palace might want to look like it's all procedure, there's clearly some serious strategizing going on. And when you talk strategy, one name keeps popping up: Prince William. Reports claim the future king isn't just watching from the sidelines. He's said to be a key player, even drawing up his own master plan to handle Harry and Meghan permanently.
Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
It sounds like William is already several moves ahead. And it's not just about what he might push for now. Sources strongly suggest he's ready to act decisively when he finally wears the crown.
Prince William plans on stripping both Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles once he becomes king.
It's shaping up to be an intense showdown, carefully planned. But why go to such extreme lengths? Well, according to many inside the firm, it's because Harry and Meghan didn't just leave. They effectively declared war on the institution itself. The reason for this intense royal fury and these drastic plans to strip titles is clear. It's all rooted in a deep sense of betrayal. When Harry and Meghan packed up for Hollywood and started their series of public bombshells, it wasn't just a family minor disagreement. Sources say it left the royal family absolutely seething with anger.
Since Prince Harry and Meghan have stepped down from their royal duties and moved to California, the family has been left feuding and filled with anger.
And it wasn't just abstract anger. There are claims the late Queen Elizabeth II was profoundly affected by their actions. Insiders suggest she was not only upset, but even on her guard, reportedly taking precautions when she had to meet with Harry and Meghan, a situation many close to the royals found simply unforgivable.
The late Queen was so fearful of Harry and Meghan that she wouldn't want to be alone with them.
Queen always used to make sure that she had somebody with her whenever she saw those two, for the reasons that they might be taking photographs or, I don't know, recording or anything.
Beyond the personal pain, a huge point of contention is how Harry and Meghan seem to be cashing in on their royal connections. There's a strong argument that they're monetizing their titles and experiences while simultaneously trashing the very institution that gave them that platform. This perceived recklessness and, as some experts put it, lack of awareness, is seen by many as solid grounds for stripping those titles.
Due to the lack of awareness, the Hill security experts are calling for Harry and Meghan to be formally stripped of their royal titles.
Even Harry and Meghan's own camp apparently realized they were skating on thin ice with how they were using their status, trying to draw a line between private use and commercial gain, a line many say they've repeatedly blurred.
Very quickly realized this could be a problem because they are separating things. They're saying, oh, we're using it in our private life, but we're not using it commercially.
So, while the institution feels deeply betrayed and is clearly looking to draw a firm line, Harry himself sometimes sends out these confusing signals about wanting peace. This just adds another layer of frustration and complexity to an already explosive situation. With the palace reportedly weighing its options, attention also shifts to Harry's perspective. In some of his own interviews, he sounds like a man filled with regret, talking about wanting to mend fences with his family.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious.
And how much he misses his old home.
I miss parts of the UK, of course I do. And I think it's really quite sad that I won't be able to show my children my homeland.
He even said that his own father, King Charles, reportedly won't speak to him.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
But the big question everyone's asking is, are these genuine pleas for peace? Or just well-timed crocodile tears? While Harry talks about missing the UK and wanting peace, many critics, and even some close to the situation, point the finger squarely at Meghan. There's a strong narrative out there painting her as the one pulling all the strings, the one who engineered their dramatic exit. Some even speculate she might be ready to cut Harry loose if he's no longer useful to her ambitions, especially if those royal titles are officially stripped.
He's no use to her anymore. Do you think she'll cut him out of her life?
I think it's straightforward. I think it's going to happen.
And let's be honest, her popularity in many polls has reportedly taken a nosedive.
I think Meghan is on her last leg. Her popularity is in the gutter.
Critics often argue that part of this negative perception is fueled by what they see as a pattern of playing the victim, even while detailing a life of privilege and royal connection. It's alleged she highlights grievances about her treatment and status in a way that many find hard to swallow.
Simultaneously plays the victim. My castle's too small. Yeah. The queen is mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness.
This kind of narrative, frequently highlighted by her detractors, contributes to the image of someone who is perhaps not entirely straightforward about her motivations or her role in the royal drama. The accusation that Meghan encourages a burn-every-bridge strategy is also a common theme. Critics say she has a pattern of alienating people, only to then attempt to come back when her own image or projects start to suffer.
Talks so much trash about me, burns every single bridge, and then begs for forgiveness because their popularity sucks and they're in the gutter.
With so much bad blood, public opinion continuing to turn, and these kinds of accusations swirling around Meghan, that final act of stripping Harry and Meghan of their titles feels less like a possibility and more like an inevitable conclusion. And many believe there's one person in particular waiting for the right moment to make that happen. All this drama, all these maneuvers, they seem to be pointing towards one future king ready to take decisive action. There's a powerful narrative building that once Prince William ascends the throne, he won't think twice about stripping Harry and Meghan of any remaining royal titles. And many commentators believe the world would actually cheer him on for it.
When William becomes king, he's going to strip you of your titles, and the world will cheer that. You're out of your mind.
You just wait until Prince William is king. I think he's going to put his handsome foot down, and he is going to rock Meghan Markle's world.
Some insiders even suggest William might want to go further than just titles, aiming to effectively erase his wayward brother and his wife from the royal story, almost as if trying to rewrite history.
Plans to wipe his wayward brother Prince Harry and his power-hungry wife Meghan from the history books.
Adding another layer of emotional weight to this whole saga are the persistent claims about the late Queen Elizabeth's final wishes. It's reported that her dying wish was specifically for Harry, and especially Meghan, not to use their HRH titles. If true, this makes the current push to strip them seem less like palace politics and more like fulfilling a monarch's last desire.
Well, her dying wish was that neither Harry nor Meghan, especially Meghan, used HRH, Her Royal Highness.
The consensus among many commentators watching this unfold is pretty stark. If these titles are officially removed, it could very well be the end of the line for Harry's relevance and any remaining royal options.
It's such garbage. Yeah. But I think once the titles get stripped, I think Harry's done.
This entire messy affair is clearly more than just a family squabble blown out of proportion. It's looking like a critical turning point for the monarchy itself, one that's leading towards a very powerful and unavoidable conclusion. So, the writing's on the wall. Harry and Meghan's royal titles look set to be officially stripped. It seems their own controversial choices, combined with massive public outrage and a steely resolve from within the palace, likely with Prince William leading the charge, have pushed things to this dramatic end. This whole mess is a brutal lesson for anyone who thinks they can take on a centuries-old institution, monetize their royal status, while trashing the family, and still expect to keep the crown jewels. Spoiler alert, the crown always protects itself, and it always wins. What we're seeing is the monarchy drawing a very hard line in the sand. This sends a crystal clear message. Royal duty and loyalty are non-negotiable. The era of trying to be a half-in, half-out royal, enjoying the perks without the responsibilities, is decisively over. Harry and Meghan chase their version of truth and a new life, but many would say they've torched their legacy in the process. The monarchy, however, understands one thing above all: survival. Now, what's your take on all this? Is stripping Harry and Meghan of their titles the right move by the firm, or a step too far? Is this the end of their global influence, or just another controversial chapter they'll spin? And who's ultimately to blame for this royal meltdown? Drop your theories and hot takes in the comments below. Let's get into it.